I don't know what's happening. It's the first time that I've been struggling with connection since like ever. So hopefully, oh well, let's try again. Hopefully it's gonna be fine. Sorry about that. Sorry, Kevin. Sorry, Kevin, I really don't know what's going on. It's the first time I'm struggling with connection.
Maybe it's from my part. Huh?
Anyway, let's continue where we stopped.
Yeah. So I said that I was really personally and also as a president of the Riders Club against this decision. Really try to hard to discuss and to find other solution with the FEI to propose to the CIO. They wanted a change. They wanted more flags. They wanted more different countries who could participate to the Olympics because it was the spirit of the Olympics to welcome most of countries as possible. We really work hard to propose something else and to reduce the riders in every team and to reach this, I think for me, bad decision to get 3 riders and no drop score. You see from the past championships or Nations Cup, the really deep spirit of our sport comes from these rules that you have, you are allowed with horses to make one mistake, and one couple in your team is allowed to have a bad round and not to kill the results of your team. And maybe also to come back to the second round and to make your own team win. So yeah, for me it's not a team competition anymore. It will not have the same test. Okay, for Tokyo we have to run under these new rules, but hopefully I really hope that for Paris in 2024 we can come back to the old rules.
Yeah, talking about last championships, including Rio 2016, the French team would probably not be gold medal if we couldn't drop Penelope's score when she fell off on a tripping.
Yeah,
freaky accident.
Exactly, and we have many. We had a simulation of many. Nations Cup and championships, and for sure, what makes you alive in these championships or in this Nations Cup, it's to have a chance to erase one score, and we know how hard it is to get a performance, to have a good result with many riders in a team. So it's what's really interesting in our sport as well. It's to have this connection with the horse and to try to get the best result, but sometimes it doesn't work, and you need this drop score to make the competition exciting.
Very good. On the other side of the coin, what was the hardest moment of your career? The toughest one?
It was many. So the hardest one, I don't know. Maybe in earning in the championships, European championships that Bosti won individually. I was riding Silvana. I had really back problems at this time, really pain in my back. I didn't ride well. I studied the championships with a good speed competition. I think I finished 6th or 7th. And then in the Nations Cup, I was last one to go for the team, and we could have a chance for a medal if I could score with 0 or 1 down, and I had 2 down. And yeah, it was really hard because every championships, every single Nations Cup, I give my heart to try to get the best results. And yeah, in earning, I was not myself. I was not riding good. I was in pain. It's yeah, I think it's a bad memory, this one.
Have you ever thinking about stop riding?
No, never.
Good. Don't. There's a little short questions that I usually try to ask you all. So, what's your favorite show? The show that you most enjoy jumping?
Spruce Meadows, Calgary. Yeah.
Very good. And what was the hardest course, the most difficult class you jumped in your life?
Every Grand Prix in Spruce Meadows. For me, they are the most difficult. We have Palacio as course designer. He knows the ring perfectly. And during the week, it's tough, but the Grand Prix is really, really difficult. Yeah,
I can imagine. It was my goal to go there this year for the
master. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. If you could ride any horse in history, what horse would that be?
Can't say. It was so many horses I watched from my seat. I really loved, and from other riders. But I have to say that I was really, really lucky with the one I could ride myself. And I will not exchange one of my horses for another one.
No, okay. Good answer. Political, good answer. But I mean, like, if you could have today any horse that jumped in history of show jumping for you, would you like to have ridden any of them? Milton, Hickstead?
Japlou. I think Japlou is... from the past, what we had seen, when you look back from the championships 30 years ago, many of the horses would not be able to participate and to succeed actually in the sport we have right now. But Japlou was so modern, maybe Milton as well, but okay, as a French rider in my mind, I remember much better Japlou. He could be a winner now, actually, I think.
Great. I've interviewed Celine Chambord the other day, and also Filipinho Azevedo, and she was saying that you actually got a new kind of coach partnership with Filipinho for the next year. But that's not actually the question. The question is, what do you think, and if you like, or which one you like the most for the Brazilian riders that are on Europe right now?
I love the way of riding from the Brazilian. The old spirit around. They are horsemen in general. They are really good trainers, so they flat work really well. They make the horses move on the flat work, unbelievable. They are stylish when they are in the ring. I like the way they ride light. I think from Pessoa's spirit, father and son. And actually, I have to say, Pedro Venice and Marlon Zanatelli are two really competitive riders, and also really nice to watch.
Very good. Can you tell us a little bit about Chepeta? That's the mare that you bought from Celine.
Yeah, and I really liked the mare when Celine was riding. Celine was super successful with the mare. I don't know if I could reach her level, but I will try. Yeah, I have seen the mare the last 2 seasons doing outdoor World Cup with many success. It was a nice couple to see Celine riding this mare. It was, so nice. And then we had an opportunity to get the mare, and it was really important for me, as you mentioned, that I could keep Celine and Felipe in the system, because they were doing such a good job with this Chepeta. It could be an error, a big mistake for me to put them out. It's why Felipe came 2 days ago here in Normandy with Celine. We could train together. Felipe gave me some really good advices, how the mare was managed by them, how they did before a competition, and what she needed and everything. It was really interesting. And They will follow me at the shows when it will be possible, when we can compete in the same shows. Right now, okay, every time I jump or whatever, I send some videos, and I have to say that I'm really happy that they are still in the system, and I can have the advices from people who were making a horse working so well and perform in competition.
Very, very good. Well, as I said before, you had 110 horses jumping on the FEI classes.
Don't the name of everyone.
Sorry?
Don't ask me the name of every
I won't.
Because
don't worry, I won't. But one thing that I would ask is, what do you look for in a horse when you're trying it? What's the most important characteristic of the horse for you?
Yeah, I think that he needs to have a good mind. Sometimes you try your horse at home and you think he's maybe not careful enough because he's not so motivated, or sometimes you don't feel the power they take it when they go in the ring. But the only thing we can feel a bit, it's if they are with the rider or against. And the first thing, they have to work with you. If you want to win the battle, they have to be all the time fighting for you. We have to fight together. So for me, the mind is the most important thing. Very good.
And what is the importance of the dressage or the flat work on the show jumping horses?
It's the base. I think it's the base of every discipline. You have to build the body of your horse, to build the muscles, to give the condition, to give you the right technique to drive your horse, and to be really precise in the ring during the competition. So yeah, flat work is a base.
Okay. Well, we talked a little bit about the change for 2021 for the Olympics in Tokyo on the regulation. But there's also another big rule that's about to change in the sport, and the FEI has said the letter that it's going to be changing on before the Olympics anyway. That's the hind boots. We have a new regulation on the hind boots. I would like to know what you think about it, and also what do you think is going to happen to the sport with the new regulations.
In my point of view, it will give to the best rider, best quality of riding, a chance to ride with normal boots. For sure, it helps a lot. I have to say, I'm using a few with some horses, but at the end, the rider has to ride well enough to make his horse jumping in nice movement, and not to have a fault with the back. So back legs. So yeah, for me, I think it's good. And what will change for sure, we will need to see the first months. It's still some time before the Olympics, that we see how maybe the course designer has to build, if they have to build differently, to use deeper cups, if they have to change the time allowed a bit, to let the riders more time to prepare a fence or a difficult part of the course. But that we will feel it the first weeks.
Very good. Thank you. One thing that I'm trying to understand a little bit better, and I'm trying to research on that, it's the grooms. For me, they're a big part of the sport, and we hardly ever talk about them. So I want you to say, what's the importance of the grooms on a top horse sport?
Yeah, they are everything. They are the people who care about the horses every single day. When we want as riders to do the top sport, we travel a lot, we move, for sure we love riding, but we sometimes, and I can feel it now with the competition stopped since 2 months, we are spending more time in the transport than in the back of the horse. So yeah, and the groom is there every day with them. I have full respect for the grooms, because they are doing a really, really hard job based on patience. For sure, they love what they are doing. They love horses, but it's also really hard. You work 10 hours per day. You have to drive the truck. When you arrive at the show, you have to prepare everything. They have to know how to ride a bit flat work to prepare the horse before the rider is coming. When you have a late competition ending at 11 or midnight, they have still 2 hours of work doing in the stables to make the horse having a good night, and then in the morning they start so early directly. So it's really hard, and it's good that you asked. We have really to respect what they are doing, even if they are working in the shadow. It's really, but actually, when you speak with the riders, every single rider is giving a full respect of their grooms.
Amazing. I know, Kevin, a lot has changed in your life in the past 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen an interview of you, I think, for the World of Show Jumping. And I want to know if you want to talk a little bit about that. You left the stalls from HDC.
Yeah.
Now you are based on your own place, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was always the stables on my family house. And but I was never using myself. It was rented to other people, and so yeah, 7 years ago when I was back to Normandy, I was really happy because when I worked for HDC, the stables were 10 kilometers away from where I am actually. So I was coming back close to my family. I could see them every time I wanted. So it was really nice. And then when I finished my collaboration with HDC, I was searching at the stables where to go. And it's so many nice stables in Normandy, new build, top design. I went to another one, and then I was looking around, but never in my mind I could think that I will one day come back here to my family stables. And then after few look around, I said that, yeah, why not coming back to this place? I have my family, I have nice stables for sure. They are a bit old, I have no indoors, and it will be maybe difficult for the winter, but yeah, in the past, I remember when we were starting riding, when I got 18, nobody had an indoor in France. And we were riding by rain, by snow, and the horses didn't feel it. It was more the rider who heard about it, but not so much the horses. And now I have a really simple life, simple collaboration with my horses. I try to spend my whole day at the stables, but to make it easy for the horses, you know, I flat work them or I jump them, I put them in the field. We have many fields here with top quality grass because in Normandy it's raining and sunny every day. So yeah, I'm really happy that I took this decision. I needed time to take it and to come back here, but honestly I'm happy. So as we know, it's the most important thing, and I'm a happy guy here. I have horses, family, and yeah, the Normandy I love. I'm the best place for me.
Fantastic. But you kept riding some HDC horses like for Joy at least until last year. I'm not sure if it's 2020 you would be jumping them, but you still got the summer HDC horses.
Yeah, I'm just still riding for Joy for them. I have a really good relationship with them. Emmanuel and Armand, they helped me so much for the sport, and saving Silvana was my ex-sponsor, wanted to sell her, and they bought her that I could continue to ride her, and then they bought Rever to help me, and they were really good partners, and I had a great time. But I also realized at once, after riding for two super fantastic sponsors, I had to do it by myself. If I wanted really to have my own system and to defend my ideas, my philosophy, I had to do it by myself.
Very good. Kevin, one of the things that we have been discussing a lot in Brazil in the past few weeks is a little bit about the formation of the young horses and how to make them achieve a top level on the sport. And one of the things that they were talking about is sponsors. We lack in Brazil the sponsor that wants to keep the horse for a bit longer. But more than that, I want you to talk a little bit about how do you take a horse from a 7-8-year-old and bring it to the Grand Prix? What's the secret? What's the way of working? What's the philosophy behind that?
As you say, it depends. If the horse is to your stables to stay for a few months, one season, or doesn't matter how long you want and you believe in the horse. That's the first thing. If you have time to make your job well, it's okay. If you have the pressure of the time because the owners come to you and say, yeah, I'm sorry, I have a really good horse, but it costs so much, we have to sell him during this season. So you have to make it faster, and it's really difficult to improve a horse faster than it needs. So the first quality you need is to have a good collaboration and owners coming to your stable and say, try this horse. If you like him, you can ride. Try to do the best as you can. I want that my horse can go to the bigger shows. And yeah, take your time. I think when they got 7-8 years old, if you just receive them, you need one season to make a good connection with the horse. And when you have them younger, like 4, 5, or 6, when they get 7 or 8, you can start already to jump big competition like 145, 150, to be sure that at the end of 8 or beginning of 9, they are ready to jump as high as they can. And yeah, time it's everything. It gives you the opportunity to respect the growing of the horse and to give him the experience he needs to perform. And yeah, time gives you this chance.
Okay. How many horses do you have in your stalls today? How many boxes?
Actually, I have 13 boxes, and like it's unlucky or lucky number. It depends from who says that. For me, it's a lucky number right now, 13. But I want 8 boxes more. I want to reach around 20 boxes. I have a rider riding for me as well. Daughter of Eric Navet, who was world champion in Stockholm, and she's riding for me. And so I can take also some young horses. She can prepare them for me later. And yeah, I think capacity of 20 boxes, it's good. It will be good.
Okay. And how many of these horses are yours? Or you have part of them or none?
I have few horses. When I have part of them, it's more or less for dealing, and the horses are based in Belgium with a guy I work with since many years called Frédéric Bouvard. He was already there. We were starting our collaboration 10 years ago, and we are still working together. So when I have a part of the horse, normally I don't ride by myself, and it's more for dealing. Just actually here, I studied again to invest a bit with Baldec family, which are dealers from father and son. And I was working for the grandfather at the time of crack boom. And now with grandson, I start also to invest. And we have one horse together right now, and he's here, but riding by my rider, not by myself right now.
All right. Kevin, I was actually looking at one of your old interviews, and are you a superstitious person?
No, it brings bad luck to be superstitious. Very
good. What is the job of the president of the riders?
to try to listen everyone, to be a connection, because we are recognized by the FEI, so we can have access to the General Assembly, to the different meetings, and to have also the right to vote. So it's important, and yeah, to keep an eye on every single thing concerning jumping, trying to inform all the riders about what's happening, about doping, about hind boots, about new rules in the new championships, and yeah, to try to keep our sport as pure as when I started by myself.
All right. I will try to start asking the questions that people have sent us. So we'll see what's on here. I can't actually read the end of the question, but you might know what she's talking about. Someone is asking, the question for Kevin is, in April 2018, Kevin decided to retire Revoix when he was selected for the French nation's national team for WAG in Tryon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't be sure what's the question, because there's no question mark in it. But I think it's just
I think beginning of the season, I jumped the final World Cup with him in Paris, and we had a really, really bad day. And then, in the emotion and everything with the owners, with HDC, we decided to retire the horse. Then it was bad communication from ourselves. I think in our mind it was just to give him a break and then to see. But honestly, in my mind, it was no way that Rever would participate again to another championships. And then, okay, he had a break, maybe 2 months. I studied again in Knock during the summer, and the horse jumped well, but 1m40, 145. Then I went to Dinard. He was placed in the Grand Prix. And the week after, I went to Dublin. He was 5th in the Grand Prix. And Philippe Guerda was our chef d'équipe at this time, told me that it's this horse we have to bring to the WEG. I say, yeah, but we say that we will not participate to another big championship with the horse. He said, yeah, but the horse is healthy like hell. He's performing. It's the best of your horse at the moment. So maybe speak with Emmanuel and Armand. And it was, I remember, in the shuttle to go to the airport at Dublin on Sunday. I called them and I said, I'm sorry to say, but it's this horse we have to bring to Tryon. And they say, yeah, if you're feeling good and you are sure that the horse is healthy enough to do it, yeah, do it. And yeah, that's why. But it's true that 6 months earlier, we say that the horse will not compete to the higher level anymore.
Oh, it's all right. Well, it happens. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, no. Okay. Which riders or rider style do you admire the most? Is there any rider that you really like from today?
Yeah, it's more than one. I have to say, because I want to inspire myself about different way of riding. For sure, if you ask the riders, one name is coming. It's Marcus Henning, stylist. He has an unbelievable style, unbelievable balance, and yeah. Is super rider, I have to say. I really like Steve Gerda, the way he can manage and prepare for championships. For me, is he can ride every type of horse. He's a superstar for me, and it's why he's number one in the world today, and winning so many final World Cup medals in the big championships. So he's one of my favorite, but also I'm looking around, and in France we have really good riders from the past, like Eric Navet, as I said, and right now we have Pénélope Le Prévost, Julien Epaya, Simon Deleste. We are lucky that we have really good riders as well. So yeah, I have many riders I like to watch, and I like to watch in the ring, but also how they manage their stables, and how they prepare a horse, how they flat work. So it's many things we can share when we are the one full weekend, the whole season at the show together. So yeah, I try. I really want to watch the others.
Fantastic. That's another question. Then, what do you believe is the best quality in your own writing? What's your best attribute?
I never give up.
Okay.
It's not a technical thing, because technically I try every day to be better and to improve, and my system, my balance, my things. But as I said, for horse, one good quality is the mind, and I try really to work my mind to be always positive, to realize that I'm so lucky to do what I love, and also I have to say that with horses in our sport, we have so many times down. You have always to reborn and to work harder to stay in the top. And yeah, if I have to say one quality is I'm never giving up.
Very good. Cool. What was the name of your first horse?
My first horse name was Sauvageon, which means savage.
All right. That's okay. That might be a tricky question. Feel free to say I don't feel comfortable answering anything like that. But they had asked me before, why don't you jump in the Global Champions League? And now the same person is asking, what do you think of the Global Champions League format?
Yeah, I can answer to both. I'm not part of GCT team because I don't like the format of the league. For me, the league is not really a team competition. It's everything around money, investing, paying to ride. So it goes a bit, in my mind, against the capacity of the riders to compete in the higher level if they are riding well enough, and not just because they are paying. I'm going to a few legs of the GCT, and I'm watching this team competition running for hours. I don't see it really exciting, and I prefer the format. Maybe at the end of the weekend we have the 25 best rider, one Grand Prix. That's good, but the league for me, I'm not so attracted by that, and it's why I'm not part of a team.
All right. Well, let's see. No, you haven't answered that already. That's another tricky question. I'm liking people are kind of bold today. What could be your dream team in Olympic game? It doesn't actually matter the country or of the riders.
Okay, Steve Gerda.
You?
If I can be part of it, yeah, but it's just one rider left, and it's so many good ones. No, Steve for sure as well, because he's team fighter. He loves riding in Nations Cup, and is if I would have two colleagues, doesn't matter the country yet, Steve for sure, and yeah, what can I say? So many good ones, but Steve will be one of the partner I want on my side for sure.
Okay. What else? What else has people sent to it? Oh God, I'm gonna send you. Does the question show up to you? I don't speak French, so I can't actually read that. But you might be able to, and maybe
It does if I continue to ride during the break, if I have some problem to train or what. No. Honestly, I have my own stables, and the horses were based here at the beginning of the crisis, and I could ride, I could train. Out of going to shows, I could do my job the same as before.
All right. Thank you for the translation as well. What is your motivation, Kevin? What moves you?
To wake up and to be happy every morning to go riding. You ask me if I will continue for a long time to ride. That for sure in my mind I will do it forever, as long as physically I can do. But the day I wake up and I'm not motivated enough to go for riding, I will stop.
Okay. Kevin, we are getting to the end of our time together, which is just want to thank you very much about it. I have one last question to you, and then we'll say the farewells and all of that things that have to do it. And that is, there are plenty, and I've tried to read over the comments during your interview, and there are plenty of people saying that you are amazing, they are big fans, you are fantastic, their dream is just to be just like you, so on and on and on. And I think what I want to ask you is, what is your advice to these young riders, to the juniors, or to just horse people in general that want to rise up to the high levels and to be just like you, to be the new Kevin Staut, I don't know, in 10 years or even tomorrow?
Yeah, the thing is, they can watch what I did and what I said in this interview. I was not able to think that I could get to this level and to have this career. So I was just motivated by the passion of the horses. I wanted always to ride and well, and to do it well, to improve, but not to think too much about the final results. If you build your goals around feelings, around idea of riding well, riding as much as you can, and not be so much focused about the ending. The results will come if you work hard and if you have a part of chance, but enjoy the moment. And it's also something I repeat to myself every day. The most important is to be able to ride physically, to have the chance to try to go to competition, and then if we are good enough this day and if we are better than the others, we are winning. But the most important is already to be able to ride and to train good, and just to have in mind that you want to get better every day.
All right. Kevin, thank you very, very much for your time. It was fantastic and a big pleasure for me. I am a huge fan myself.
Thank you. It was really nice as well, and it's always good to share our passion. And yeah, thank you. It was a good idea.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon. Hope this whole coronavirus chaotic situation ends.
Yeah.
So
hope to see you. It will not be this year, but hope to see you in Spruce. You have to come to watch it once.
Probably. Yeah. All right. I'll see you around.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you everyone that watched it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
All right. Well, guys, thank you very much, everyone that watched it and that stayed tuned on for the whole interview. I'm sorry for the connection problems. For you that don't know me, we are speaking English because I am a Brazilian photographer and I don't speak French. So that's why I asked Kevin, and he was kind enough to give me the interview in English. Also because a lot of people don't speak French, and I think English has been, it's a little bit more common nowadays. But well, thank you very much for watching it. I will go back just to Portuguese for a little bit, and I will end this live very soon, okay? Thank you, everyone. Bom, pessoal, muito obrigado. Foi um prazer imenso para mim conversar com o Kevin. Ele é incrível. Eu já fiz as considerações em inglês para todo mundo. Lembrando a todos vocês que amanhã, às 8 horas da noite, a gente fala com o Marcelo Tosi, que é um cara do CCE. Na quinta-feira, às 4 da tarde, a gente vai falar com o Olivier Philippe-Aerts, também um cavaleiro belga internacional super bacana, também em inglês. Na sexta-feira à noite, a gente vai falar com a Priscila Azevedo, tá bom? Então, obrigado a todo mundo que participou e que me acompanhou aí esse tempo todo. Meus canais todos seguem abertos para a gente conversar, darem opiniões, darem dicas. E a gente vai se falando. Uma boa tarde para vocês e até amanhã.